Okay. Let's scroll down. Yeah, just get the youtube.com. Test more. Hello, hello. 1 2 1 2. This is the student council speaking. That's the second link, I think. All right. Okay. Everyone, please rise for the King's Anthem. Please remain standing for the opening prayer. I welcome Mr. Jun Earl, our SC head sponsor, for the opening prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Our lovingly kind Heavenly Father, who art in heaven, thank you for the life that you've given to each one of us. Lord, this morning we are asking as well for forgiveness for all our sins. Lord, we are praying, Lord, for these candidates and also for the students to perform, and also, Lord, to explain well their sides. And Lord, may you guide each one of them, Lord. Thank you for your love and care. In Jesus Christ our Lord we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Incoming juniors, you can sit on the black chairs. All right. Good morning, everyone. Today we are here to witness the candidates running for SC23 prepare and present their speeches, as well as we have a Q&A session afterwards for the candidates to be asked questions. I hope that today all of you get to learn about all the policies and different changes that the candidates may have and the aspirations they have for the school. Through this, you are able to ask them questions that will help you decide whether to choose them in the future election or not. The timeline will go as follows. First, we'll have a 2-minute speech from all of the candidates. We have 17 candidates here today. I'll be announcing their names and their positions before they come up and give a speech. Behind me is a PowerPoint presentation where during their speech, they would be also have a PowerPoint presentation behind them. After the 2-minute speaking session for each candidate, we will have an open Q&A session where students from all sections, whether that be the students in the auditorium who could come up and ask with the mic in the middle, or students who are listening from the classrooms or from home, where you can use the Google Forms to ask questions. That will be the questions we ask to the candidates. So please specify which position you'd like to ask to and what is your question. If everyone got that and there are no more further questions, I think we shall begin. So first off, I'll call on our first candidate, Aaron, who is running for IT officer, to come up and give his 2-minute speech.
Good morning, everyone. So Steve Jobs once said, "Great things are never done by individuals, but they're done by a group of people." I stand here where all of us come together not only to learn, but to develop into the next generation of responsible citizens. And to do that, we cannot do that alone. We must do that together. Hi, my name is Aaron, and I am the Vice President of Grade 9, and it is my great honor and privilege to run for IT Officer of the Student Council. As IT Officer, I will be responsible for managing the school's websites, online pathways of communication between the school, students, and parents, and operating equipment for sound during events such as talent show, sports day, and this SC election. As there is so much to improve on these fronts, as you may have seen in our past talent show, and I would like to make sure that I spend enough time and enough of my time and dedication to bring you the best experience possible as an IT officer moving forward. I will have to work closely with public relations to get all announcements and updates across the school to everyone. I see potential in increasing the clarity of EIS line messages and increasing the reach of Instagram through frequent promotions. And these things are going to improve the overall impact of our school events, in turn giving you the best chance of excelling in our competitive academic society. Sometimes, I think that time actually slows down when I walk through the halls, when I'm trying to open Plus Portal or opening Google Classroom, trying to submit assignments without having, while the Wi-Fi is not really working. Wi-Fi is not a convenience, and sometimes it is a matter of life and death. I will try my hardest, work my bones for all EIS students from elementary to high school. I will strive to get all of you better, faster, and better coverage internet. I will try my best to make the school's internet better, to make the school a better place. Remember how I said we cannot do it alone? I cannot do any of that alone, for I need your support and cooperation. We are stronger together, better together, and together we will innovate. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron, for that wonderful speech. Next, we welcome the other candidate for IT officer, Krishanu.
Good morning, teachers, staffs, and fellow students. My name is Krishanu, and I'll be running for the position of IT officer. In the current world we live in, we cannot deny the impact of technologies that we have in our lives, whether it is at schools, workplaces, or homes. We can use them either to entertain ourselves or to educate ourselves. An example of the use of technology would be that many offices and schools have important data and records in computers which may malfunction at times, and this is where an IT person is entrusted with fixing the issue. We can essentially call IT people the backbones of schools and offices for their uninterrupted services. Technology, for me, has always fascinated me, and I've learned to do many things with it. I will admit that I play video games as a form of entertainment, but I have learned to fix many IT-related issues because of the fact that I play video games, such as audio problems or internet problems. This is not to say that you have to play video games to make yourself familiar with computers, but this is what has helped me personally. I would say the proudest thing I've done was an IT-related group project. If you can please move. Yeah, this is the project I did. This is where I built a car, with my group built a car, where we followed a track. And this is where I learned simple programming and the importance of working as a team. And because you will find out the skills that your group members have if you properly work as a team. And shout out to Pakorn for teaching me that. And I had great motivation to do this project because it was related to something I enjoy, where I'm willing to take the extra step to learn things I never thought I would learn. So I will say that I am qualified and motivated to be part of the student council. But I will guarantee you one thing. I will try my absolute best if I get in the student council. Thank you for listening, and can you please go back? Yeah. And don't forget, guys, good works and vibes only. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishanu, for the wonderful speech. We'll be moving on to our next candidate. Can we welcome the candidate for artist this year, Parya?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Parya Tanya Wong. I am currently a junior and I'm running for the SC Artist next year. When we talk about art, the first thing that might come to your mind is the drawings of friend did or the paintings in the museum that you see. However, there is so much more in art than just that. There may be performing arts, literary arts, culinary, music, photography, film, and so much more. Therefore, as an SC artist, I figure that I want to have a more diverse space for students to show what they got. I want to have a few more competitions, including a short film competition, for it would need quite a diverse set of skills to complete one project, which would be perfect for that. I also still want to have the photography competitions for both high school and also the middle school students. And since the elementary section doesn't really have a part in these kind of competitions, I want to add a drawing competition for them. Apart from that, I also want to have a space for students to show their skills in art. Maybe a board near the SC room where students can submit their artwork and we can show it on there. Or maybe you did a cover music on YouTube or designed a clothing line. We can also help you promote it. But okay, some of you may be wondering, she has some ideas, but can she really do the designing work, which would be her main job? Well, I would say that I can, because I am the SC during the year 2020 and 2021. Therefore, I'm quite experienced in what I will be doing. I have also entered and won the photography competition for 2 consecutive years. Apart from that, I have worked in many organizations in designing artworks, both locally and internationally, which their work is pretty similar to what I will be doing in SC. Therefore, if you want an experienced, creative, hardworking, responsible, initiative person in your team, then vote me, Parya Tanya Wong, as the SC artist next year. Let's bring out the talents of EIS, because if not now, then when? Thank you.
Thank you, Parya, for that wonderful speech. Now, moving on to our female athlete candidate, we have Pirunkan.
So, hello, so I'm Piran Kanchichalano, and I will be running as the female athlete, where I will be planning and organizing all sports and events. All right, so for my intentions and aims as I work for this role, I want to encourage all young students and from elementary school up to high school to be more involved in more sports, in playing and more physically active as well. As I'll be planning for sports events, such as like the exciting ones like Sports Day, I've noticed that young students may not or have a very few opportunities to take part in sports. I'm very looking forward to adding more activities to those events as well. I'll also try to bring more tournaments to high schoolers to enjoy. So these are some sports tournaments I want to introduce. First off, with the elementary and middle school students. First of all, young soccer tournament, badminton tournament, and we'll also try to have the tennis tournament as well. Second of all, for the high schoolers, there will be volleyball tournament because I've noticed that we haven't had a lot of tournament match that much, and also I try to have the table tennis tournament as well. Also, regarding the sports day events, as we all know, we normally have like basketball, football, tug-of-war, shareball, running, and more. I also want to introduce more fun sports since there may not be enough variation of sports for a wider range of students.
2 years has not allowed that. Your voices fuel my actions, so whatever you guys want or need, I'm here for you guys to tell me them, and I'm going to try my best to fight for you guys to the administration and to the teachers as well. So I've been here for a long time. I've been here since grade 1. I know how the school works, and I know what the students want or what they need, and I'm here to listen to you guys and tell your ideas and your wants to the administration and fight for you people as well. I don't want to make empty promises, so I'm not here to do that. I'm here to tell you that I will fight for you guys at my very best, and that's it, guys. Vote for me if you want your school to be better. Thank you.
Thank you, Sana. We'll be moving on to our next candidate for public relations. Please welcome Natida.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natida Hadawi. I'm currently a junior, and I hope to be your next Student Council Public Relations Officer. I remember my first day of school at EIS. It was probably one of the most nerve-wracking days of my life. I walked into this campus with little to no knowledge of how the school functions, hoping to see a friendly face. This is one of the many reasons I want to be your Public Relations Officer for the year 2022 to 2023. So that I can be the friendly face you see when you walk into the room and the friendly face you approach in a crowd. Now the big question is, why should you choose me to be your next public relations officer? If you elect me as your next PR officer, I will make it a priority that our voice as students is heard loud and clear. I will create a clearer channel between us, the student body, and the administration, which will further unite us as a whole and uplift the school spirit. Furthermore, I will raise awareness of our struggles as students and help look for ways for the administration to intervene where possible. I will keep you updated with the news, announcements, and events, whether it be through social media, posters, emails, or articles in the school newsletter. I can wholeheartedly say that I am not here because it enhances my portfolio or that it makes me a more well-rounded person. I am here because I want to make a positive difference. Having been the president of 2 clubs, a member of a number of clubs, and a previous writer for 2 organizations, I'm aware of what it takes to be a leader and operate as a team. Not only am I optimistic, reliable, creative, and observant, I'm also a team player, and you, the students, are my team. I will always be there to converse with you and not to lecture you, to encourage you and not to pressure you, to listen to you and not only advise you, Not to be in front as a leader, but to walk alongside you as a friend. You tell me what you need, and I will do everything in my power to make it happen. So vote Natida as your next public relations officer, and let's make EIS great together. Thank you.
Thank you, Natida. We have our final candidate for Public Relations Officer. Please welcome Pukapo Ovok.
As a previous public relations officer said, without proper communication, nothing functions well. A relationship, a school, a company, a country, I cannot see how all of these things can take care of people and do what they're supposed to do without proper communication. EIS needs proper communication. Hi, I'm Wong, the president of Grade 9, and ever since I was a child, I have always wanted to make EIS a better place. This school has given me so much, and I want to give back. As a public relations officer, I'll be given the opportunity to help EIS, including its people, to the best of my abilities. It is not a statement, it is a declaration. I am making you a promise. How will I accomplish such things? How will I give EIS proper communication? Well, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many people, including students, teachers, and parents, have shifted their attention online. Many students downloaded the app known as Discord. I, as a PR, will use this to our advantage. I will create a Discord server for every single person in this school. A Discord server where students can have a Q&A session with the PR himself or any member of the SC who has volunteered to do so. The Q&A session will be a time where students can raise concerns about the school on where it needs improvement and ask what the SC is doing. With its casual nature, this project will allow everyone to more easily reach the SC. I also plan to create other means like a line group where instant communication is made possible across all ages. I also plan to make an EIS bot. So you guys know about that EIS bot that sends you guys ATK test reminders every week, right? I'm gonna make an SC bot that tells you guys exactly what the SC is doing weekly or daily. These are not just promises, they are goals. They are things that can be done and things that will be done. They might need a lot of work, but by giving me an opportunity to talk to you and represent you on the SC, I promise I will give you guys my very, very best. Great changes can come to EIS. EIS can be a place where connection is 10 times better than now. However, this can only be possible if you lend me your hands, strengths, and minds. If we go together, walk together, run together, and fight together, we can make EIS a better place. Together, we can make a change. Thank you.
Thank you, Pukapo. Now we got a new position. We'll be watching speeches from the candidates for treasurer. This year we have 2 candidates. First off, please welcome Tirako.
So, first and foremost, let's start off with a question. You don't have to answer, you don't have to raise your hand, you don't have to shout out. Just let it sink in, think about it, let it sink in your brain, let it sink in your heart. My question is that, have you ever wanted change? Have you ever wanted progress? I'm Tirako, I'm in 9th grade, and I'm running for treasurer of the student council. My vision is that each student should be able to find hope, seek and make change, and find progress and advance. Gandhi, he once said, and I quote, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." It takes the initiative, and with my goal, we will strive for hope, change, and progress. Some might say that may be too out of reach, but idealistic goals will become a reality for these students. As for my role as treasurer, I would help manage records of financial transactions for the student council. Let's imagine a scenario. As you walk outside, you see these trees. Some might be growing fruits, some might be growing flowers. But one thing that you never see grow on trees is money. So it is important to manage income and expenses, make financial plans, and be responsible for that money. I believe that I would be a great candidate for this role. A yes for me, Tirikul, for treasurer, is a yes for a better you. For you, we will find hope, we will seek change, and we will make progress. And by the students, we would build a better school for the students. Tirikul for treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you, Tirikul. Now we have our final candidate for treasurer. Please welcome Giri.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Giri Park from grade 11. I'm here today. Good morning, everyone. My name is Giri Park from grade 11. I'm here today as a nominee of the position of treasurer for the Student Council of EIS. Before getting down to business and all, I'll first like to introduce a bit of a skill a treasurer would need to those who would be wondering. So, first of all, a treasurer would need a combination of skill to be proficient in those rules, which are the analytical skills, management skills, communications, organizations, and mathematical skills. I've worked it alongside my grade as their head cheerleader and also played a role in the school volleyball team and had been appointed as a team captain for 3 years, which gave me an opportunity to cooperate with other people and build the skills that I have mentioned above. I also want to mention that since I've been in this school for almost my whole life, I've seen promises made by the past SE that may seem quite out of reach in my perspective, although I understand and respect their ambitions and aspirations to improve the school in various sectors. I personally want to make realistic and tangible goals that I can at least promise I will try with all my might to accomplish them if I were to be elected in this position. Moreover, I would want to spend my last year as an SC to return the favor to the school where I've been for 11 years. Which leads to idea for improvement I would like to introduce to all of you. As we all know, the current situation of the pandemic had prevented many school events from occurring for almost 3 years. However, right now the pandemic got better, so I think it is important to bring back the school tradition as it was, such as the past events like our school had was Sports Day, Welcome Back Bash, and Fun Fair. So I kindly ask all of you here today to please elect me as your treasurer for the student council, and I can promise I will not let you down. Thank you.
Thank you, Giri. Now we are done with treasurer. We'll be moving on to one of the very big positions. For secretary, this year we have 2 candidates running. Please welcome Waritsara.
All right, good morning, everyone. So, if you're looking for a secretary, you need to find someone who loves letter, right? And me, yes, I do love letters, and I even eat those letters for my breakfast. And yeah, you guessed it, those letters are EIS. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Waritsara, and I am currently in grade 11. I am looking forward to be your next secretary in Student Council 2022 to 2023. So when speaking about the task of the secretary, the first thing that might come into your mind is taking notes. But I believe that the actual task of the secretary goes far beyond taking notes. I believe that a secretary is like the information center. You have to be a good listener, collecting information from everyone, while you also have to be able to present those information back to the Students' Council. So as a musician myself, I've learned many instruments, and one of them is learning guitar. And yes, learning a new song have always been hard for me. It's like facing a problem in my physics class, but I stick with that problem until I figure it out on how to solve that problem. And that is exactly what I will do as your secretary. If you have any concerns, issues, problems, I will stick with that problems and bring that up to the Students' Council and be able to fix it. And as a secretary, what I want to do is implement a proper complaint system for students, both offline and online. So that we'll be, and through my organization skills, we'll be able to figure out and try to solve that problem together. And also I want to implement a better workflow for the SC so that events can be more efficient, faster, and smoother by using software management programs, team management programs, so that information can be easy to access, edit, and organized. And also creating a roadmap for the school year, the whole school year, will also ensure that the school events can go smoother and not all events will not be cramped up. So the next thing is, the big question is, so what qualifies me for this position? So first, I know how to be a good listener. So I was in the grade 9 and 10 officers, and I was the secretary during my grade 10th year. I am also currently the secretary of film club. So this is an assurance that I am experienced in this line of work. Another thing is, I know how to connect people together through these experiences. So this is a very important skill for a secretary because we need to make sure that the SC team is on the same page. I also have a special skills which may not seem so important at first glance, but it's actually very helpful, is my knowledge on softwares. So my knowledge on these softwares can help the SC work go smoother through using the usage of programs and softwares, and also to make sure that every information will be collected and nothing will be left out. So if you want a secretary who is well-rounded and multitasked, able to multitask and multi-talented, vote Oritsara as your secretary when, if not now. Thank you.
Thank you, Varitsara, for the wonderful speech. Now we're moving on to our last candidate for secretary. Please welcome Pantila.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to all of you who are here in the auditorium, and good morning to all of you who are watching live from your classrooms. I hope you are all doing great, and thank you so much for letting me be here today. I am Pantala, a current 9th grader as a parade manager grade officer, running for the position of secretary for the Student Council next school year. I've been in the school for over 10 years, and during those past years, I've been exactly where you are right now, listening to all those campaign speeches every year. And because of that, you wouldn't be surprised to hear people say the same things over and over again, right? Exactly, because me too. As a student who has been here for a very long time, I understand the needs of most of you, and I know what might be a convenience and what might not. I understand that students and teachers have requests, and unfortunately, not all of those requests are always taken into consideration, right? As a secretary, my role is to assist all of you, to help you. Whether it's with any problems, concerns, advices, or requests, it's my job. I will always make sure that your requests never go unnoticed and that I will try my best to provide you with what you need, if not, the best alternatives. We are all one family here in this school. Yes, you, students and teachers. And whatever is your need is our need too. Everyone has the chance to speak what they have in mind. Everyone has their rights and everyone has their opinions, and I definitely respect that. In fact, I want all of your opinions. I want all of your opinions to be part of making our school to be a better place to be in. Whether or not I will win this campaign, I will strive for the best in whatever I do and set a good example in being part of this school. I will be responsible, hardworking, diligent, and dedicated in everything that I do. And from the bottom of my heart, one thing I can truly promise you is honesty. I hate cheating. I hate dishonesty. So you don't ever have to worry about that in me. I promise that I will never cheat on any single thing, regardless of how small or how big it is, and I will remain true to my words. Whatever mistakes that happen are my responsibilities, and I will make sure that it is done perfectly. I would be sincerely happy and grateful to have the opportunity to work with you all. As I said, we're one family, and together we can go through the mountains and the valleys. One little vote from each of you would be greatly appreciated. You can always reach out to me anytime for any reason, and I will try my best to provide you with the best response. Thank you so much for your time and consideration, everyone. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and don't forget to vote for your one and only secretary, Pantala. Vote for the best, vote for success. Thank you.
All right, we're down to our last two positions. We'll be having our vice president position speech next. For this, we have two candidates from the junior class. First, please welcome Jirat Thames.
So, hello everybody. My name is Jirat, right? And today I'm going to ask you to vote for me for vice presidency. Well, why do you think you guys want to vote for me? Well, I think it comes down to three things: competence, teamwork, and experience. In the SC, we have lots of work, so competency is very important. If we're efficient, on time, and organized, like I believe I am, we will complete our tasks easily and efficiently. Next up is teamwork. Since I think I know most of the candidates and I have experience working in a team, I think teamwork is an easy thing for me to accomplish. And in the SC, teamwork is also very important. We need to work together as a team to accomplish our tasks and events. And next up is experience. I think experience is essential. My experience in the SC this year showed me how events such as talent show, battle of the brains, or teachers appreciation is accomplished. And since I know how we plan out these events, I can improve upon it and add newer and creative events next year. That is why I think you should vote for me, and thank you for listening.
All right. We have our final candidate for vice president. Please welcome Sarah Wish.
Being in the school for the past 11 years, noting the difficulties students find, noting the adversities of participation, and noting the lack of engagement between the student body and our events. And so to you, I say, I have a dream that one day my fellow friends will learn in a school where they will be free to come up with their own school events. I have a dream today that we will reach back all the events that were once lost. I have a dream that all students from all age groups and from all sections are able to showcase their fullest capabilities in our school. To achieve this, we will post a Write a Suggestion Instagram story on the EISSC Instagram account where you will be able to comment on ideas you want to see being implemented as one of our next school year events. Therefore, let freedom ring from the brightest hallways of every floor. Let freedom ring from the advanced front gates to the newly made cafeteria. Let freedom ring from the kindergarten to high school sections. From every door, let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every door and every entrance, from every room and every chamber, we can get closer and closer to our end goal of transforming from a virtual to the on-site year. A dream to be made, a dream to be done. Vote Sterowitz for Vice President. Thank you.
Finally, we have our only candidate for president, a one-time secretary of the SC and once PR. Please welcome Natida.
Hello. Just kidding. All right. I'd like to begin off first by saying that this year's been really fun for me. We've got to connect, plan events, and share memories. And for that, I'd really like to thank the wonderful people at SC 2022 for making that possible. So, thank you. Right, but even then, we still have got a lot to do. And when I say that, I mean a lot to do. For one, we are starting to transition to more on-site events at school. We haven't had sports day in, 2 years now? And worst of all, it's starting to seem like students are losing interest in school. And when I say that, I do not only mean the academics, of course. What I'm talking about are clubs, activities, extracurriculars, things of that sort. Everyone's just coming to school, getting their work done, and getting out of here. Never really getting to appreciate the opportunities this community has to offer. And that really is a shame, because let me remind you that this school has had a great and proud history of raising winners, champions, leaders, and dreamers. From debate champions to entrepreneurs, from inventors to people who have made a difference in the world. We've seen it all. But sadly, we're starting to lose our passionate dreamers. They ask themselves, why should I even do it? Why should I even try? Why should I even bother trying to excel? Well, I'll tell you why. Because once you get out of this school, once you graduate and look back at your time here, it is not the lectures you will be remembering. No, it is the activities and events that helped you find out who you want to be, who you are, what you want to do, why you want to do it, the reason you get out of bed, and the reason you keep fighting on. Those are the things that you are here to do. But sadly, yes, we're starting to lose that sight. But today, I am here to invite you all to join me in helping this community of ours discover, pursue, and excel in the things that they care about, to explore, innovate, and succeed in the things they are good at, and to build a close-knit network of student-led organizations to do so. Now, let me tell you, once you join me on this mission of mine to restore the spirit our school has had, you will be taking your first step in realizing and rediscovering your true potential. And with that, I tell you, your choice starts now. Vote nice for president.
Get your speech. Now, we're going to have our questions and answer session where you, the audience, can finally ask our SC candidates. We have all the candidates lined up here for you. So, first off, I'd like anyone who'd like to ask a question, you can line up at the microphone, and then please say what position you want to ask, and then we'll have the candidates answer them. All right, we shall start right now. And for the audience at home or in your classroom, I'll be putting your questions here, and I'll be asking them directly. So, if we are ready, we can have the audience inside of the auditorium. Please go to the mics while I ask a few questions to our candidates here. No, send me. Oh. All right. We have a question for the sports coordinator. Please answer this. What question are you planning? What program are you planning to do if you were elected as the SC? We can start with Monal.
Okay, so as I already stated, I'll be programming this scholarship program and, those Bangkok League or, Bangkok team and stuff, so yeah.
All right. Sandra?
Yeah, I'm going to plan for more tournaments, for example, volleyball or table tennis. Yeah.
And Sarah said?
Okay, so just like I said, I'm going to be bringing back Sports Day and then continuation of the ongoing tournaments. The new ones are going to be the outside of school tournaments that we can't do with our facility and the esports program. Yep.
Question to the IT officer. Is it possible to improve the hardware of the computers in the computer rooms? Let's say Krishanu first.
Well, thank you for the question, but if I'm... Thank you for the question, but if I'm going to be realistic, computers are very expensive equipment, so I do not see that happening anytime soon on a large scale. Thank you.
Aaron?
Thank you for the question. As a candidate for IT officer, improving all equipment, all computers does not seem likely as well because computers are expensive. We can't expect to spend so much money upgrading all computers, but for example, maybe specific ones relating to servers, that may be possible.
All right. To remind the audience here, teachers, you may also ask questions if you want. Okay. We seem to have a question for the vice presidents. Okay. The question is, hold on. The question is, what makes you a better candidate than the other candidate? Please start.
First of all, I've been in the school for the past 11 years of my life, here in EIS since grade 1. Second of all, I have been as the PR in the previous year, working with teachers, staff, and students. This is why I believe I am more qualified. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I'm the better candidate because, well, although I'm here for a shorter time, I think I understand the school. And also last year, I worked as the IT officer. So I worked with the technical aspects in the SC. So I think I'm also capable to run the events quite well. Other than that, I believe that my leadership skills, my competency, or my teamwork skills are also better. So, so yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. We have a question for the secretaries. Okay, so for secretary, it's the same questions as for the vice president. What makes you better than the other candidate? Please start.
All right, so first of all, I think that neither of us are less qualified than the other one. It's more like, okay, you look at our speech, we have different set of skills and we have different things we want to do. So it's more looking at who suits you better as a secretary. So if you think that my policies, my skills, and especially what stands out for me is experience suits better as a secretary, then yeah, vote me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so like what she said, none of us are less qualified than one another, but if you like her policies more, then choose her. If you like my policies more, then choose me. But I've been in this school for more than 10 years and she have had a lot of experiences. So I guess both of us are qualified for this position. It just depends how you want the school to be arranged and how you want us to organize your work.
All right. We have a question for the treasurers. This position, the position of treasurer, requires a lot of patience and cooperation with the office. And sometimes the office doesn't go exactly as what you have planned. And now you face like this predicament. What is your response when the office doesn't go with what you've planned?
When the office doesn't go as planned, things have to be organized in a way that suits everyone that serves the office. Everyone must have the same goal, the same dreams, the same vision looking forward. And organizing the council is necessary to make teamwork happen and to let all the officers go down the same route and the same path. Thank you.
All right.
So I think that, as you said, if the office doesn't go as I planned, what will I do? Like, be honest, our life doesn't go as we plan. So what's the matter if the office doesn't go as we plan? We can come up with another plan for them to understand and to believe in us and to convince them to what my other plan is and how I will work with that other plan. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. We have a question specifically for Monal. How can you arrange the sports scholarship?
I'm sorry, what's the question again?
How can you arrange the sports scholarship?
How can I arrange it?
Sports scholarship?
Oh, okay. So basically, I have the connection with the sport program, and they will send the coach from US to scout the student here. And if they see this potential in the students, like example, if one of the students got the potential in the sports, they'll just get them trained. And once they're trained, they're gonna send them to America for the scholarship.
All right. A question for the sports call. There are many events that were proposed that seem far-fetched and almost unrealistic. Are you aware of this issue? And if so, what are your plans?
Can you hear the question one more time?
There are many events that seems far-fetched and almost unrealistic that were proposed. Are you aware of this issue? And if so, what are your plans?
So I realized that some events are kind of hard to do, but I am proposing realistic events such as the sports day and the ongoing tournaments and the esports thing that happened already, the unofficial one. Yeah, so I think we can definitely do it again.
Other candidates for sports call?
I'm aware of this, and then like if any plan is like unrealistic, I'm gonna eliminate it and like make it rethink about it. Yeah.
All right. Repeat the question. Okay. There are many events that were proposed that seem far-fetched and almost unrealistic. Are you aware of this issue? And if so, what are your plans?
I don't know. I feel like I don't think any of my plans look unrealistic, and so I think everything can happen.
Right. Final question for the PR. How do you plan on widening the range in which students can get information about the student council or basic school events? PR.
So there are many ways in which I can do that. And I already mentioned a couple of ways on my speech, like a Discord server, a line group. I also plan to create more means, like maybe improve the Instagram page, promote it. And there are other means as well, like in the Discord server or anywhere, you guys can even give me ideas. So it's like you guys can also help me in this one. So hopefully that answers your question. Thank you.
Can you ask a question again?
How do you plan on widening the range in which students can get information about the student council or basic school events?
Okay, so basically for high school or for middle school, as they have like their phones, we can send in constant updates to like their messages, not their emails, because I know many students do not check their emails. And as for elementary, we can go around making announcements in the elementary building, and we can do the same for high school and middle school as well. So hopefully that will help them get the information that they need. And if they have any further questions, they can always feel free to ask the PR officer or any other student council member. Thank you.
So I can think of a few ways of widening. Sorry, what was the question again?
Widening the range in which the students get information.
Widening the range of how students can get information about the student council. So one is that if we have flag lineup again, if I'm elected, I'll make sure to announce all of the new changes or future plans that the student council has. I also am planning to collaborate with the the school newsletter, and perhaps we can kind of have an article specifically for the student council to inform the students of the SC's plans and what we have already done in the past month or week. Yeah. Thank you.
We have a question for the president. How do you plan on uniting the student council this year, seeing as there are many groups as well as many grades in this year's student council?
Uniting the school has always been a big dream of mine and a big goal of mine. So I will tell you all, I am really confident in my ability to not only unite the winners, whoever will be winning back here, but also us all in our school. Again, as I've stated, I really want to build this network of students working together towards the same goal, of finding what that goal is and how to get there. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, we have a question from the crowd.
Hello. Is there a chance for the vending machine to be back?
Who is this specified to?
Anyone?
Anyone? Is there a chance for the vending machine to be back?
If you want it so badly, we can get it. If you want it badly enough. So, that's my answer.
All right, we have another question.
All right, Niles. Why did you kick that chair?
What did I what?
Why did you kick that chair?
Why did I kick
it
that
was
chair?
quite inappropriate to kick something on stage.
Right. So that was an artistic choice, let me say. That represented my speech. That one action culminated everything I wanted to say. That chair represented the comfort zone of many of our students here who are afraid to go out and see what they want to do and why they should do it. So what better way to represent conquering that comfort zone than by kicking a chair? That's why I kicked that chair. Thank you.
More questions for the sports coordinator. Things don't always go our way. You know, despite COVID lowering, it is still there. It still exists. So in the situation that the office doesn't allow for sports day again, which is a possibility, a strong possibility, what is your solution to that? And what is your solution that brings a sense of unity and passion through sports in school? All right, I'll repeat again. If in the case that sports day is not going to happen, what is your plan or your solution for that? And how does this solution bring a sense of unity and passion through sports for the entire school? Sports coordinator? Okay, that's one more question.
Okay, so in the case that if the sports day does not happen, it will be an unlucky choice, of course, but there's always the choice of either going online or having tournaments that has little participants, so we can lower the risk of people spreading the COVID.
Sports coordinator?
I'll use the money that is going to be used for the sport day to improve the sports and put more like sports in school.
Other candidate?
We'll make like an online sports day. Yeah.
All right. Final question for today, and we'll end it all. From the audience at home, we have a question for the president. Can you make EIS great again?
Can I make EIS great again?
Can you make EIS
I will
great
make
again?
EIS greater than before.
And thank you. Thank you all for coming today. We will end our program here. I'll end with a closing prayer for everyone. So please rise for the closing prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity we have to not only decide the future for our school, but to make sure that the school and the candidates are tried and tested. Today we have the opportunity to interview the candidates, and we have the opportunity to hear their ideas about the school. We hope that this would bring the votes, as well as make sure that all the decisions made are the right decisions. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay. Thank you, everyone. You are all dismissed. Candidates, please stay behind, please.